Hello everyone. In this video, you will learn the concepts of variables and data types. Let's start with variables. Let's imagine, if I give you my number, you have to save it somewhere to remember, right? For example, you can save it in a notebook or a notes app on your phone, etc. This situation is same with variables. A variable consists of two basic elements, label and value. If we identify with the number example, label is the name Furkan and value is the number we want to keep. Now, let's convert this to a coding style that the computer can understand. To do this, we need two additional elements. The first is keyword and the second one is equal sign. The keyword tells the computer we are creating new variable. The equal sign tells the computer we assign value to label. Variables are just a container. Let's say we have a box here and put the data we want to store in it. And let's give this box a name, John. Then store the box somewhere. Now, whenever we want to reach the data we want, we can easily find it with the name we give. The logic in the variables is the same. Data types indicates values type. In some languages, instead of var keyword, we use data types. In languages where we use keyword var instead of data type, compiler automatically determines the data type of the variable according to the value. We will delve deeper into this part in later chapters. Don't worry. Let's create a variable with data types and inspect it. Int stores integer values. For example, the variable named myIntVarName can store 546 because it has integer keyword. Double stores floating point numbers. For example, the variable named myDoubleVarName can store 3.5 because it has double keyword. Boolean stores values with two states, true and false. For example, the variable named myBooleanVarName can store true or false because it has Boolean keyword. String is used for textual expressions. The variable values is written between quotation marks. For example, the variable named myStringVarName can store listen to me text because it has string keyword. These are possible syntax variations for various programming languages for strings. As you can see, they are all similar because basically they are all strings. Only the spelling may differ from language to language. We call these spelling differences programming language syntax. Please do not try to memorize all these language keywords. Because when you choose one of these languages and start using it, you will easily get used to the programming language you use. As you can see, when creating a string in Java, the letter S is written in uppercase. While in C#, it is written with a lowercase letter s. In the JavaScript language, there is the situation we mentioned earlier. Instead of typing data type, the var keyword is written. This use is allowed in the JavaScript language because it can interpret the data type itself according to the value. As I said, I will continue with examples from different programming languages throughout this playlist. But when we need to do hands-on activities, we will use C#. You can try the codes without downloading any program. There are many online compilers. You can also use it through your web browser. You can find the online compiler link in the description. The tool we currently use is a C# compiler. In other words, it's a tool that will make our C# codes work by converting them into codes that the machine can understand. First things first, you need to know what is these codes. The primary thing you need to know is the compiler read lines from top to bottom and line by line. This means it starts from first line and it will continue with second line, third line, fourth line until there is no more line to read. There is a namespace, class, and a function in here. You don't need to understand them now. We will learn about these concepts in the following lessons. What you need to know is that when our C# application runs, the main function you see here will run. This means that the code between these curly braces will execute. So we will write our codes in the main function and we will be able to see output in the console section that we see on the right side. Okay, before we do anything, let's run it once. As you can see, our program currently only prints the console "Hello World." So, this line of code serves to print something to the screen. We can change this as we want. Let's change it to "Hello Programmer." And let's run it again. We got our output in the console. When I explain the functions, you will understand this line of code much better. Don't worry. We already learned how to create variables. Let's create a string variable. First, I'm writing data type, which is string, and I'm giving it a name, my color. I'm putting a equal sign, then let's give it a value. I have to put the value in quotation marks because it's a textual expression. Do not forget to put semicolon at the end of the lines, because compiler needs to separate lines with this semicolon. Without this semicolon, it will give an error. Let's try. The compiler is confused because it can't understand where the line ends. Let's put the semicolon back, and I'm changing this with my variable, which name is my color. Let's run it again. Okay, we got our variable value in the console. And lastly, I want to show you how to update the variable. If we want to update a variable, we don't write keyword or data type. So I'm writing my variable name, my color, and put equal sign, and I'm giving it its new value. Then I'm putting this semicolon. And let's run it. It successfully updates the value, which is black. As a result, if we use data type, that means for the compiler, it's a new variable. If we want to just update our variable, we don't use data type. You can update variable as many times as you want. Let's take an example so you can fully understand the situation. Let's update the variable again after the console print code. My color equals yellow. Let's run it. As you can see, it didn't print last updated value to screen because we update our variable after the printing code worked. If we print again after updating, when you run it again, you will see the updated value. First, it creates variable, and then it updated with black. This line printed the value to the console, which is black. Our my color variable updated with yellow value. Then we printed again to the console. That's all you'll learn in this video. I recommend you to complete the task by using the C# keywords you see on the screen. Doing this task is important to reinforce your knowledge. I will give the solution at the beginning of the next lesson. I look forward to your critical comments about my videos so that I can do better in the future videos. If you want to ask me any question, you can reach me through the communication channels in the description. You have taken a big step into your programming life by learning about variables and data types. See you in the next lesson.